Hi everyone and welcome to the Back to Blighty podcast. My name is Becky and I'm joining you from the south coast of England where I live with my partner, our son when he is home from university and our Springer Spaniel called Molly. This is episode 35 and it's where I talk about all things knitting, spinning and generally yarn and fibre related. So welcome if you're a new viewer. I know I've had some new subscribers recently, and welcome also if you're a returning viewer. It's so nice that you've decided to hop on to my little part of the internet and spend a little bit of time with me. So before we start into the podcast proper, I would like to say a big thank you to some of you who left some comments about Molly. I spoke to you last time and told you that our Springer Spaniel had had a stroke and that she was recovering really well. She is now absolutely fine. She's got a bit of a tilt and sometimes she has to kind of rethink her footing, but she's really happy, back to normal, and she's her happy old self, just sleeping most of the time because she's 14, so she's getting on a bit. So it's her prerogative. But I just wanted to say a big thank you for all your well wishes. It was really, really lovely. I'm also sorry that I haven't replied to comments very quickly. I've been busy at work, and this week in particular for us is notoriously busy, a busy week of the year, and it has just been so full on before the Christmas rush really. So we've kind of, been a bit flat out, and I haven't really looked at, I have looked at the comments, but I haven't gone on there to properly kind of reply. So I will reply to everybody, but it just takes me a little bit longer, so apologies in advance for that. Right, let's get into the podcast proper. Now, I am wearing a finished object. This is the Braids of Grass sweater by Albionia McLaughlin. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it is absolutely amazing. I am officially in love with this sweater and I want to make another one. I will pop in a video of what it looks like in daylight because it's 3:30 in the afternoon here, or no it's not, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and it's winter and we're starting to lose light. So yeah, I will show you a video of it in daylight. I am so happy. The details on this are spot on. So I love the little funnel neck. I love the cables around the cuffs and the bottom of the sweater because they kind of give it almost like a frilled effect, which I think is really on point. And the yarn is Let Lopi and it is beautiful. So this is the ash colourway and it's got this lovely halo on it as well. Now, when I first put it on, I thought, oh, it's a bit prickly. It's a little bit prickly. And I thought, I'm not sure I'm going to like that. I'm going to have to wear something long underneath it. But I thought, no, give it 5 minutes. And it is exactly the same as the Pluto Lopi, which I've got my crystal shawl, which I'll pop a picture in. I wear that all the time. And when you first put it around your neck, it kind of prickles, but as it warms, it softens and it's really soft. And the same has happened with the Let Lopi. So I have just got a little vest on underneath and it doesn't bother me at all. It's really soft and it's so warm and it's so light, but I don't overheat in it, which is really strange. And I suppose that's the Icelandic quality of the wool, is that actually it kind of regulates your temperature. But yeah, really, really love it. I'd like one in a darker colour, or I'm thinking maybe like a deep red one for Christmas or something like that, but love it. The thing that I was a little bit worried about is that there are no short rows at the back of this sweater. Now I think there is an option in the pattern that you can do that, but it kind of also said that it wasn't necessarily required for the smaller sizes. So I thought I'm going to trust in the process, trust in the designer and just do what she asked me to do, and then maybe if it doesn't work out I can just rip back or whatever. So I knit the whole sweater, and when I blocked it I just pulled up the back slightly from the front, and it sits perfectly. I have no gathering here, which I thought I might do. Yeah, I'm in love. It is brilliant. Great yarn, great pattern, and yeah, definitely want to make another one. So that's my first finished object. So my second finished object is a hat, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's by Potter and Bloom, and you've probably seen it if you've nipped on over to her podcast before, but she's put out this free pattern for this ribbon gather hat, and I love it. So this yarn here is Plutulopi. So this is the same yarn that I made my crystal shawl in, and also my Hopes and Tears colourwork cowl. And I had this much left, so I kind of thought, right, we'll start with that. And then I also had this Polworth fibre that I spun up a while ago, and I absolutely loved it. And I thought, I'm going to use up that. So yeah, so this is the ribbon gather hat. I'm going to pop it on so you can have a little look-see. Mind you, I've got my hair up, so it might not fit me as well. So that's what it looks like. So it's a really sweet little hat. And I wanted it to go with either my crystal shawl or my Hopes and Tears cowl. And I used up my hand spun, which I'm so happy with. It's a really simple pattern, and I did adapt it a little bit because in the pattern it is a twisted rib hat, and I think you purl through the back of the loop. But when you fold the brim back, it means that the rib is different on both sides. So you can see here, that's one side of the rib and this is the other, and I really liked this side. So what I did is I switched it round, and when I finished the brown, I then knit into the back of the stitch instead of purl into the back of the stitch for this bit. So yeah, so that's my hat. I'm really happy with it. And I did have a pom-pom on the top, but I decided actually it didn't need a pom-pom. It was kind of nice and fitted, and so yeah, so I've just left it as it is. So nice winter hat, love it. And I love the way this is striped. The pattern suggests a yarn, I can't remember, is it Sirdar Hayfield? I might have made that up, but it's kind of a changeable yarn, you know, it changes colour throughout. So I thought actually hand spun is like the perfect thing to use with it because it kind of gives the same effect. So yeah, really happy with that hat, and it's going to get a lot of wear. And also the Plutulopi is so light, so yeah, it kind of hardly weighs anything. So love my new hat, and I'll definitely be making more of those as well. Now, my third final finished object is also a cast on that you haven't seen before. So this is the May I Borrow This Please shawl, which is another free pattern. And the reason that I did this is because I was working on a spin, and it was Hilltop Cloud in the Eucalyptus colourway. I'll pop a picture in here so that you can see the whole gradient in its entirety, because obviously I've knit with it now, so yeah, so you'll get the idea. But this is a really lovely little shawl. As I said, it's a free pattern and it's got some nice textures in it, but it really shows off the gradient. So it starts with the grey here, and then it goes into the golds, and then goes into these pinks and plums. So yeah, so it's a really nice little shawl, and I wanted something, oh, tinkling my fairy lights there. I wanted something that could go inside my big coat because there isn't a lot of room. It's got quite a big collar. It's a really warm, super dry coat, but it's quite fitted. And my bigger shawls are too big for that coat to be worn sort of on the inside. So I wanted a narrower shawl that I could just pop on. And yeah, I love this. I love the colours. You have to bear with because I'm not great at doing this sort of thing. I'm a rubbish model, but yeah, I think it's going to look really lovely. So, but you get the idea. Love it. Yeah, really good pattern. I actually extended the pattern. I think the pattern went up to, probably here, but I just extended it because I wanted a little bit more depth. But yeah, this is lovely. I can't remember what the content of the fibre was, but the reason I chose this is because I made a single and I spun it clockwise. I can never remember if that's an S twist or a Z twist, but I spun it clockwise. And then I realised later on when I was reading my Yarnitecture book that a single is better doing it anti-clockwise so that when you knit with it, it doesn't kind of unspin. And I hadn't thought of that. So, but I still wanted it to be a single because I really liked the drapiness of it. So I fulled it, so I basically felted it slightly by putting it in really hot water, then really cold, really hot, really cold. And it had a lot of energy in it. So I was a little bit worried, and I was thinking of using it to do the Hansel Hap, but I kind of felt that it wasn't consistent enough for that. And I really want that to be kind of a much more consistent fibre. However, if you are new to spinning, just because your fibre might not be consistent doesn't mean it can't be used, and I'm going to show you because I started this spin with the grey, and it takes a little while when you're starting a new spin to get used to the fibre and how it's going to behave. And you can probably see here that it is a little bit slubby, you know, it's a little bit inconsistent, but then as I got further through, actually it became a lot more consistent. But it still makes a beautiful shawl, and part of the sort of charm of handspun are the inconsistencies in it. It's got a really nice drape, as you can see, and it's so soft and lovely, and I just thought, well, I'm just going to make a shawl and wear it, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. This literally took me like 2-3 evenings of like a couple of hours to get this done. It was quite addictive, but yeah, really pleased with that. So a really good pattern. That pattern is by Lorraine Waitman, and as I said, it is a free pattern on Ravelry, so you can just pop along and download it. Really clear, really easy. So yeah, and I love this, I think she calls it a chain stitch, this one here. I really like that stitch, and it's got some eyelets and yeah, some knit, some stocking stitch, it's all there. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that project. So yeah, so 3 finished objects, eh? It's not bad for me at all in a couple of weeks. So let's get on to works in progress. Now I've got a few things to show you. I've got 2 things that I can't show you because the person who I've knitted them for might be watching, so I don't want any spoilers. But I finished one of them, and I've almost finished the second gift. So I shall, yeah, let you know about those after Christmas. So I've got 2 gift knits out the way. I am doing another gift knit, or I think it's going to be a gift knit, which is why I'm going to show it, because you know I might keep it because I got this yarn, and this is Autumn Leaves West Yorkshire Spinner's Sock yarn. Look at those colours, they are just the perfect name for this yarn, Autumn Leaves. And I am just knitting a plain vanilla sock, and this is as far as I've got. So the red, wow, that's coming out really smarto red. This is, it's called Pepper, I think. Again, West Yorkshire Spinners. And then I'm just continuing with the stripes. It's just a plain vanilla sock. I've done a couple of extra stitches than I normally would. So this one is 66 stitches, and I've just put my marker in because I will be doing an afterthought heel on that, and in the red. So yeah, so they're on my needles. I started that Wednesday, I think. So done quite a lot. Done the leg, now I've got to do the foot, which is quite long, but if it ends up being a gift knit, if it's for me, it will be a shorter foot, obviously, but we'll see. Okay, my next whip, excuse me just leaning over here, is my Slipstravaganza. So I've made a little bit of progress on this, but I have been busy with my Christmas knitting, so it's taken a little bit of a back step. But I have finished the honeycomb section, and I am now on this really nice slip stitch section here. So there's my honeycombs. And then it comes down. If I show you the middle, actually if I go it the other way it might be easier. That's better. Yep, so I've got a couple of rows left. A couple of rows left before I finish the slip stitches, and then I'm on to the next bit. So yeah, really loving this. This yarn is Sheepsoft by Laxton's in their Sheepsoft 4-ply, and it is, I'm getting myself caught up, and it is absolutely so soft and beautiful. So yeah, it's going to be a long project. I knew that when I took it on, that it was going to take a little while. A bit like my Yule sweater, which I am going to get out very soon, because I don't know about you, but for me, colour work, I don't know, it feels like Christmas when there's colour work. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with that pretty soon as well. But this is just, yeah, tinkering away in the background, and I'm loving the colours. There's like pink, green and blue. There you go, that's a really good colour actually coming out there. And then it's outlined in this sort of oatmeal-y grey. Really, really happy with that. It's going to be gorgeous. So, but it is going to take me a little while to kind of get that one off the needles. Okay, so that is all my whips. I have got a few others, but we won't talk about them. What else have we got? Okay, let's talk about spinning and then adoptions, I think, because I have a spinning adoption that I'm now working on. So let me just grab that. Okay, so I went to a spinning day. So a friend of mine, Martina, hi Martina, invited me along to the East Sussex Guild of Weavers, Spinners and Dyers because they were having a spinning day, and she invited me along. And so of course I was like, yes, I've got to go there, and took my wheel, and I was making up some rolags on a blending board. And I was finding it really hard to then spin with it, and Martina very kindly spent a little bit of time with me showing me how to do long draw. And I've always struggled before, but I finally got it after a lot of patience. So yeah, I really appreciate that. So when I got home, I thought I really want some more rolags so that I can use this long draw and I can really kind of get it firmly in my head and get kind of a rhythm going. So I decided to make a sneaky little purchase and buy a bat. And I wanted something that wasn't something I would normally buy. I wanted something a bit different. More of an experiment, I suppose, than anything else. And I bought this beautiful bat. How beautiful is that? So this is from Hairy Dog. Is it Hairy Dog? Or I'm making that up? Let me have a look, sorry. Hairy Dog Crafts on Etsy. And it's this lovely bat, and it came with these beautiful, beautiful locks. Look at those. And you can see a little bit of Angelina in there. It's just so beautiful. I just love it. So let me show you the card. So it's Hairy Dog Crafts on Etsy. There's the details there. And this is Shetland wool with sari silk, mulberry silk, bamboo and glitter, which I think is Angelina because it's really, really fine. It is so beautiful. So I thought, well, I will try and do long draw using this bat. And I have made a start. And I'm not going to lie, it was a bit tricky. So this is as far as I've got. So it is so, so pretty. Now, it was a bit tricky, and I think it's the silk because it doesn't kind of pull as easily, and it gives you these like neps. And I felt like I was fighting with it. And in the end, I just thought, do you know what? Just let the yarn or the fibre do what it wants to do. If it's inconsistent and it's slubby, it will still make a great hat. Just don't kind of fret about it. And I think sometimes as spinners we get bogged down with consistency and being absolutely perfect, and we forget the just enjoyment of letting the fibre do what it wants to do. And that's what I found with this. And even though it was hard to let go of control, that's what I did. And actually, okay, it's a bit inconsistent in places, but on the whole, it's going to be fine. And so there are some slubs and there are some bits that are, you know, thicker and thinner, but it's kind of the charm. And I am loving giving up control. Who knew? So yeah, so I'm really, really enjoying that. What I did is I made some Rolags, and I haven't got a blending board. I haven't got blending combs, anything like that. And I thought, actually, if I get some really heavy books, put the books on top of the bat, and then just pull it with some knitting needles, surely that will work. And okay, they might not be the prettiest Rolags in the world, but they do the job. Absolutely do the job. So yeah, so then I can just pull my end out and long draw with it. So yeah, really, really enjoying this spin. As I said, I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to end up being a hat or something like that, but I'm really enjoying the process. So that's a new adoption / new project that I've got on the wheel at the moment. How are we doing with light? It's getting darker. What else have I got? Okay, so when I bought the Autumn Leaves sock yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, I also purchased a couple more West Yorkshire Spinners yarns for socks. I have got, let me just get my glasses because I can't actually see a thing without them. Okay, so I've got some Regia Design line, and has this got a name? No, it's got a colour. The colour is 03655. I can't see a name on it, but it should look like that when it's done. And these are the colours. So yeah, this will be a pair of socks. Obvs. Yeah, don't know who for, but there'll be a pair of socks. And the other one that I really liked was West Yorkshire Spinners Signature Sparkle 4-ply, and this is Vintage Tinsel. Oh, look. Sparkles. Isn't that just beautiful? Yeah, lovely. And I have got some red, but I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, bear with. Whew, okay, so this is the red that I have used for my Autumn Leaves socks. Here's the red. And I got the red because it also goes with this one. And it also goes with this one. So yeah. So you kind of get the idea. So lots of sock yarn. So the other adoption I got was to go with an adoption that I made some time ago now. So I bought 2 skeins of Cookston Crafts Outlander, and I absolutely love this yarn. Those who know me know that not only am I a yarn fan, but I am a massive Outlander fan. So when I saw this, I bought a sparkle base, the Timber Bay hat with it, and I loved it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy some just finger and weight yarn so that I can make a sweater with it. So I have 2 of these. And I thought I wanted something to kind of mute it down a little bit, make it a bit less variegated. So I bought some Drops Kid Silk in this grey blue, which is, are you in focus? More blue than grey. I'm going to try it and see if it works out. If it's too blue, then I'm just going to switch it out and get more of a grey tone. But I think I might make the Love Note. How dark is it getting, guys? It's getting quite dark, isn't it? Let me just see if I can switch the lights a bit. How's that? Is that a bit better? I feel like I'm going to be one of those people holding a torch at Halloween going ha 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 in a minute. Because it's just like everything's going and my lights are dimming because they haven't been charged. Oh well, never mind. So yeah, so I'm going to see if those two are going to work together and let you know. But yeah, thinking of doing the love note. I know a lot of people have already done it and it seems to be a great pattern, so we'll see. Otherwise, in other news, there's not really a great deal to report. I have just been so busy with work. As I said, I went to the East Sussex Guild and I've actually signed up to that now. And we have another meetup, I think on the 18th of December, which will be really nice. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the people there were so lovely, so helpful and just so knowledgeable and some really talented people. And I just kind of felt... yeah, it felt like I was with my tribe almost. It was so, so nice. So I'm going to be doing that again on the 18th. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Vlogmas. Should I do Vlogmas? I kind of would like to do it, but yeah, at the moment it just feels like quite a lot with work. But it's amazing the difference a week can make. So I'm thinking about doing Vlogmas. Should I do it? I don't know, let me know what you think. And yeah, and then things start busying up, don't they, over Christmas. I have started Christmas shopping, but I've only bought one thing. I mean, you know, I know people are far more organised than me, but I'm one of these people that I can't really think about it until December. So yeah, I've got to get a bit of a wriggle on. However, I have almost done 2 Christmas presents knitting wise, so you know, I am starting to get on with that. Otherwise, we're all fine, we're keeping really well. I hope you are keeping well wherever you are too. And yeah, please leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. Have you got any Christmas knits on the go? Yeah, it would be lovely to hear from you. So until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.